Today on Vintage Steel Garage I'm going to show you how to fit the facelift rear lights to your CLK. I'm actually doing some work on the board racer again. You'll see behind me I've decided to get it back on the table on the bench for some work. There's a little preview of the head. It's been polished and the engine, got that valves out. So that episode will come out shortly. I want to show you how I've took the engine off, rebuilt it, put it back on. Still got other stuff to work on, but another video will come out with that. So anyway, back to CLK rear lights. So let's have a look. Make my way through the garage. So these are the lights I've bought. So you can see, I prefer these where you've got the rear light and the indicator in this sort of clear smoked centre bit, with your brake light at the top and your rear lights at the bottom. And I'll show you the ones outside. These are the existing ones where it's got this sort of like a horseshoe effect. Now you'd think that the reversing light and the indicator was in that, but it's not. That's the reversing light only. The actual indicator is in this part. And I don't like it because this is quite a nice red and this has gone pink. Now, I don't know if it was always pink or it's just a bit like that, because obviously when it flashes it will show the indicator behind it. And if I've got my keys in my pocket, which I haven't, and if I just show you now, so this is in the back of the car now. Just open this flap here so you get access to the lights. You'll see they're held in with 3 screws. There's one there, one over here, and one up there. It's got an electrical connector. It's the same electrical connector on both types of lights. So you just need to take this electrical connector out here, which unclips, and then the whole light unit comes out. And I'll show you how that compares. So let's get that out. Alright, so all you need to take these out is a small screwdriver to get the electrical clip out, and an 8mm spanner. So if we just leave the light back in, there's just 2 little indents you've got to squeeze in there. There's 2 little indents you've got to push in. There, so that's the electrical connector out. Took that out of the way. The light unit then comes out, so I'll show you how that compares with the alternative one. And then it's these 3 8mm screws. That's the light unit out. That was fairly easy, just the 3 screws on the back, as we were saying. And let's just have a bit of a comparison between the two. Okay, so I've got the new and the old lights next to each other. This one's the old light. You can see that pink discoloration in the middle there. This is a new light. It seems a lot redder, and I've just tried it in and it does fit okay. So if we have a look at the back, the differences are quite subtle, and just these are minor modifications to the bodywork to fit. You can see on the electrical side of it, on this one, the actual connection point is down here, the strip connection for the lights, and on this one the strip connection is at the bottom, but it's just lengthways. So this one is vertical there, and this one's horizontal. So to take the light unit out, on this one you just unclip it. So that's the new one, this is the old one. Take that one out. So you can see they're very similar, but there are some subtle differences in the way the bulb and the configurations work. So on the new one you've got your 2 rear lights here. One of them also has a second filament for the fog light. This is the reversing light, this is the orange indicator light, and this is the stop light. So if we swap the bulbs over, you'll also see on the back it does say what the wattage rating is. So this one says 21 watts. So if I convert the bulbs over and take them over, I'll just take them over. So this one was 24, 4, 21, 4, so that's that one. 21.4. That's that one, so I'll put that in there. So now I've swapped the bulbs over, I've managed to use all but 2 of them. There's an orange one here where none of the lights were orange before, because it's a clear lens we'll need an orange indicator, and I also need a 21/5 watt for the rear tail light. So I've gone out and bought these 4 bulbs for this. I mean, if you get some out of the breaker's yard, you may be lucky and get them with the bulbs in them, whereas mine, they'd taken the bulbs out. Bit of a penny pinching activity if you ask me, but there you go. So there we go, we've got all the lights in, so let's go and have a look and put it on the car. Now what you find when you put the rear light in, this housing along here is just catching on this bit a bit, so it just needs a little bit of bending out the way. Now some people have used pliers, but I'm of the opinion if I want to go back to how it was, I'll just gently massage it out the way with my finger like that. Needs a little bit more along here. Actually, it may be a little bit more force required. Just needs. So this just needs gently bending back along this edge here a little bit more than what I thought. So just put a cloth around it to protect the paint. There we go. Let's try that. So slightly thwarted by technical science in that the battery on the camera failed on me while I was filming putting the new lights back in, so I can't actually show you me putting them back in and just final fitment of it. So I just wanted to get the lights in because obviously I need to use the car, so I've got the lights in and I'll just show you the little modification I needed to make just to the bodywork, which was just bending a little bit of a tab out the way and also cutting the corner just off one of the rear reflectors of the lamp holders of the back plastic moulding just to go in. So let's take a look, see what they look like. Here's the facelift lights in place, and I think you'll agree, or hopefully you'll agree, it's an improvement on what it was before. And I'll show you in the boot. Look at that magic. So I've just shown you in here then, so behind the panel, get the panel out. So lights are fitted in there. It was just this corner here that needed to be cut off. You can see a bit of plastic missing. Just try and get in there. You can just see that plastic missing there, and the metal. You just see there's a corner of the light unit I needed to take off, and that metal tab there. Just had to bend that back so I could get access to it, get the light unit in. Yeah, so that's the lights in place. So that's I think it's the later avant-garde lights or the AMG lights, I'm not quite too sure. But I think they look better, just make it look a little bit more modern, take it up a couple of years. So fairly easy fit, probably took me 20 minutes per light, and that was just coming up with an idea of how to cut the corner off and bend the metal out of the way. And I think it's a bit of a big improvement. Bought them off eBay, they weren't too expensive, cost me £80 plus some bulbs, 20 minutes of time. It looks okay. So I think next we're on to the exhaust, and also we're going to finish off on the board racer in the garage and get that out for the next episode. So if you like what you see, a bit of variety of cars, automotive, working, old vintage stuff. Okay, the Mercedes isn't vintage at all, but that's modern day stuff. Got the GMC truck at the side, Porsche Boxster, Dodge Dart. We'll be working on them all at some point this year. Please like, subscribe, and keep watching. Thank you.